Valuing Research by Dr. Juliet Smead. At university, you are often presented with knotty problems or complex issues that need investigation. You know you're meant to research, but where to start? Well, let's conceptualize your problem for the moment as a physical object, and here you are studying it. Now, your perspective will be comprehensive because of your current knowledge and experience, but limited by the simple fact that you are one individual looking at this problem. Another individual would see it from a different perspective, and perhaps even a completely different perspective, which is why team approaches to problem solving can be so valuable. However, at university, we have other ways to get a rounded perspective on the problems we study. Research is a systematic way of making our investigations better informed, enabling us to generate new insights. Research casts lights on aspects of the problem or approaches to it that have previously not been within our view. And by combining inputs from different perspectives, we are able to gain a comprehensive and sometimes unique view of our particular problem for study. Research comes in many forms, and different sorts of sources bring different perspectives to your understanding. A combination of perspectives is used to develop in-depth knowledge. For example, industry perspectives, which contain reports from people who have worked within an industry and have had years of experience. They can help to see your problem within a larger frame of similar issues experienced by others. Perhaps you will get to read about workarounds or hear of the trial and error processes that they have used to address them. An alternative perspective comes from academic researchers who set out to study a problem by isolating it from other things going on in the workplace. This way, they get the most accurate view possible of both the problem and the effectiveness of any intervention tried to address it. The value of academic research lies in the strict rules that are applied to the study of a problem, which gives an additional guarantee of the accuracy of primary research information. Research also enables you to get a global perspective on your problem, to see how it has been tackled in different settings affected by different environmental factors, such as regulations, technologies, or cultures. These alternatives give you the opportunity to see what is in common and what is unique about the circumstances surrounding the particular problem that you've been looking at. There are many outside perspectives that can be used to illuminate your problem. However, an alternative is to instead look at it from the inside out. And the best research tool to do this is to use an established theory or theorist. Now, that's me to the left. To the right is Lev Vygotsky, a theorist who greatly influences my work. In 1930s Russia, he developed a way of thinking about how people learn that form the basis of what are now called sociocultural theories of learning. Lev Vygotsky's insights have been expanded on and debated by many academics and educators since. The fact that they are still discussed is proof of their continuing currency. By putting sociocultural theory into the heart of the teaching problems I examine, I am able to see them differently. A combination of my specific understanding of a particular problem and the insights of someone who has explored deeply and in a systematic way around the topic generate new knowledge. Models are often used alongside theories or research to reframe problems of study. Models come in a variety of forms. For example, there are process models to show how things work, hierarchical models to show how things can be prioritized, and structural models to show how systems of organization can work. All of them and many more are designed to help us do two things. First, when we look at real-world problems, we find lots of environmental influences or compounding factors, sometimes called noise, that can act as distractions. By placing our specific problem into a model, we can get rid of much of that noise and more easily isolate it to gain a clearer view. Second, the model enables us to shape what is individual and unique about our problem into a more generally recognised form, revealing what is typical and what is unusual or unique about our problem. Together, the different types of information, industry, primary research data, global insights, theoretical frameworks, modelling of problems, helps us mere mortals to avoid common pitfalls in the nature of human thinking. I'm going to address just 3 of these here: the availability bias, confirmation bias, and the effect heuristic. Availability bias occurs when we see something happen a lot, and this leads us to assume that the event is normal, frequent, perhaps even inevitable. However, we can only know that something is frequent and inevitable by looking outside of our experience to ask, does this happen elsewhere? Does it have to happen? And what else can happen? Research opens up the worlds of others to our view. Confirmation bias occurs when we easily see information that supports our current view and just as easily ignore what challenges that view or is simply an alternative. Confirmation bias is the opposite of research. It is deciding not to learn anymore. But this decision often happens unconsciously, which is why universities place so much focus on searching out challenges to your current thinking and alternative perspectives on the topics. A heuristic is a simple rule of thumb people use instead of overthinking everything. Most of the time, heuristics are very useful, but not always. The effect heuristic occurs when we allow feelings such as like, dislike, anxiety, confidence, etc. to drive our perspective rather than considering a problem rationally. Now, if your problem is a sick cat, then your feelings are highly relevant. But if it's a computer system, feelings probably shouldn't be in the driving seat when conceptualizing or addressing that problem. Critical thinking results when you seek out a range of alternative perspectives on your problem. You evaluate those that are most useful or illuminating and incorporate them into your response. And because you're still at university, you then need to demonstrate how you've done that, which is why you need to learn to reference. There's a separate video on that I recommend you have a look at. So all the best with your researches. I hope they bring you challenge and insight, and then after all that work, a great deal of satisfaction. That's all for now, but as always, I am super grateful to the lovely people who put their images and graphics onto openclipart.org and pixels.com under Creative Commons Zero license, where they are free to use.